Death in dreams. Death is one of the more prominent dream themes at work today. Of course it is. In the pandemic, in the times of uncertainty, in the time where death is everywhere, we're reading about it, we're hearing in social media, we know good friends that have been in close contact with death or dying. Images are abundant. Death in dream. So it has a very real and gripping and literal reference in the world of today. And when death comes in dream, there's so much to learn from the image. And the dreams really do help us not only develop a sustained relationship to death and dying in dream, they also offer an opportunity, a portal into which we can discover so much about ourselves and our relationship to death, and how to make contact and be compassionate with others that are in either the process of death and dying or grieving and so on. So let's talk a little bit about this. Now, to begin with, death in dream is not always literal. Death has metaphoric possibilities. We can think just on a very practical level, literal level, that when death comes in dreams, what might the psyche be talking about? What part of ourselves might it suggest that is dying, and what is asking for rebirth? So, death is part of that life, death, rebirth, transit process. So when death comes, how does it invite the new? Always when death comes, there is the next possibility that is more often than not right around the corner. So death in dreams. We slow down, we watch, we notice, we look for the hints that come in every dream. And when death comes in dream, just looking at the landscape, looking at the figures that are in the dream, where are the hints about the next possibility in the dream? And two, what state of grief are we in? And it may be certainly linked to the pandemic of today. And two, what about the unlived life, the creative life that perhaps has been shut down? And there's been a death to the soul, to the psyche, to our deep experience, our creative life. When death comes, we want to really visit this place in addition. And two, death has so much relevance. Remember, in the mythic stories, in the Eleusinian mysteries, death is contingent to life at all points. Death, one part of life. So when death comes, what aspect of life, again, is not being fully expressed or lived? And how does our attention get brought to that idea? Now, death, as we know, I'm going to go back to the practical. Something's not working in our family. Something is not happening in the relationship that we're in. And we're not really facing it. We're just kind of moving forward, imagining, using all of our willpower to avoid the actuality that something does need to be let go of in order for something to be reborn. So we need to make a survey when death comes. What in our life is really wanting the kind of attention that we need to give, that perhaps consciously or habitually we're not really wanting to go there. Yeah. So we take it slowly. When death comes, what I always suggest is people to notice what the image is like, to draw it, to sketch it. In dream tending, it's so important to develop relationships with these figures, to develop a relationship with death. Death can be one of the most important companions of our life. Death really comes not only as a nemesis, not only as that which is feared, that which is threatening. Of course it is biologically. That's our human imperative, to be careful and conscious and avoid and at all costs live life, right? And two, when death is reimagined as an aspect of life, it becomes a great, great companion. We are not so afraid and pushing away, which creates energy depletion, which weakens immunity. Rather, we develop relationship with protection and support, relationship with death. Not getting re-triggered into old fears or traumatic experience, rather with support and protection, a relationship with death. And then we have a companion and we walk with that companion. Yes. So again, creating sketch, do it a little bit each day. There's no need to get overwhelmed or just jump into something and make it bigger than it needs to be. But when death comes, it gets our attention. So creating that sketch, adding to it each day, let's say for 3 or 4 days, and noticing as you engage the image as a figure outside of self in a relational way, that we develop a relationship with perhaps one of our most important companions. It is said that we will die unto our life into this quality of experience. And what a great possibility to have this figure on our side, not on our case, as we go through life's journey. Okay, there's so much more to talk about with the image of death, and I look forward to doing that with you in community. I look forward to seeing you there. And you may be interested in knowing who I am. I'm Dr. Stephen Eisenstadt, and over these past 40 years, I have helped thousands of people worldwide, helping them to understand the meanings of the dreams and how to gain insight by listening more carefully to the dream and to the images and figures in the dream. People come to me because they are asking to decrease a sense of anxiety, particularly in these times of uncertainty, that sense of despair or isolation. And two, they come because they're interested in supporting well-being and supporting their sense of creativity to reignite that creative spark that moves through all of us. If these two ideas or any of these ideas are of interest to you, there are two ways that you can join us. First is you can come and get involved with our dream tending community. We would love to see you there. There in the community, you'll be able to work with people that I've trained for over 20 years now, very gifted, people that can help you go inside of dream and unfold what's possible there for you. And second, every other Thursday or so, I offer a Facebook Live webinar. You can access that through Zoom or through Facebook. And in those webinars, I offer the possibility of what dream really can mean for each of us. I work with individuals. You'll see me work live on camera. And two, I discuss what I do and how I did it. I hope to see you soon. I think you'll discover a great deal of value for you personally in deepening your way of being with dream and with a variety of dream themes that come forward in each of our lives. Look forward to seeing you soon.